you're not crazy. You are on the right path. Chances are, though, that you've been doing the right thing for the wrong reasons. However, this full moon in Gemini with the Mars in retrograde is, well, making us revisit projects or mindsets we used to entertain in the recent past, sending us back to the drawing board. So, Pisces, you're going to realize something about how you got where you're at right now, which you can refine. However, still your energy is very progressive, I feel, and you're going to stay in that energy a little longer. You're just learning not how to burn people in the process when being so committed and convicted to whatever it is you want to push forward here. That being said, it is a general reading, so if the message doesn't resonate with you, feel free to drop the message. If it does resonate with you, drop a comment, like and subscribe, and share to whoever might need to hear this. We're going to take a look at your soul coming into manifestation through the DNA spread, which is a modified tree of life, and see how the energies are balancing around that tree trunk in the middle, the spirit axis. Let's see. In the spot of the zero, that is your soul that is deciding what energy to incorporate for this experience. Let's see. It's the Fool. It's a new beginning. It is trusting. It's a little naive. Wow, what is happening back there? It's a little naive, but that's also where the power of the Fool is coming from. It's just like, okay, it's gonna happen out. It's gonna happen anyway. It's gonna work out fine. Whatever. It's a new beginning. You can't exactly know where it's taking you. So that's a good energy to be in, right? But it's also accepting that you know shit, Jon Snow, and that is just like opening you up to learning new things. And that's a cool. It's a humble position, and at the same time a very courageous position. Having the Fool as a core energy, that is very beautiful. So let's see what you are incorporating throughout this experience, what you're learning to embody in the spot of the nine. That is Six of Pentacles or Six of Discs in this Thoth Tarot deck. I remember your last reading was about a Six of Discs in reverse, needing a win. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's basically it. It seems like this win, this success, is actually coming in the moment you're opening up to more possibilities. You're embracing that leap of faith, that like playful, naive, but courageous kind of Fool energy. That's gonna be really freaking beautiful. I bet there's something in there which you're going back on internally in terms of your motivation. Um, that kind of takes you from a very fiery energy into anything can happen Fool kind of energy. So let's see how you're manifesting this and what type of manifestation is getting you towards that success. The Lovers, it's balance, commitment. It can be a soul connection. For some of you, it definitely is a soul connection coming in, but it's rather talking about the commitment and the balance that this Fool also incorporates, right? So the Lovers, it is talking about separation, yada yada yada, but because there's two elements to it, right? But I get a strong sense that it's the commitment to incorporating both, to know where to go even though you don't exactly know how to get there. That is that Fool is like, well, it's probably this direction. Let's just try and then be open to whatever comes our way so we can work with it. So, balance and commitment. You're committed to having this new beginning, but you're keeping the balance by being open to whatever approaches you. And that is exactly the way you get to success. It's like um, incorporating the yin yang into your path, right? That's how you manifest also. It's like you visualize something, then you get active. You're being receptive and insightful, and then you get active. So it's always a back and forth, right? You're manifesting an opportunity, then you got to take it. So you're very much committed to this balance, to this cosmic balance, to incorporating this cosmic balance, right? You're not trying to overly control, but you are just going for it. Sorry, that's a beautiful way of going for success. It's going to make you very fucking successful. So that's a beautiful start into this reading. Now let's see what the journey is that you're taking, how this is coming together in the spot of the one that is the impulse that this fool is, well, coming into the experience with. So Queen of Cups in reverse, which is interesting. It is swallowing your emotions or something like that. I mean, I'm not supposed to read reversals or in this Thoth Tarot deck. I'm doing it anyway because it's just an information that the universe provides, and I'm not going to miss out or pass out on that. Um, the Queen of Cups in reverse, though, it can be that, well, a love was not exactly well received or not reflected. You're moving away from a person or a type of person that wasn't exactly emotionally available to you or not the love you expected, right? So something that gets you going is you're moving away from a Queen of Cups type energy. That is you trying to be overly nurturing, right? It's like just smothering people is not your deal anymore. You're leaving that thought behind. And with that, you're moving away from people that um, that kind of represent that type of energy for you. So chances are for some of you it might be a mother figure that was just smothering you, and you're moving away from that one like, I don't want to be like that, you know? Fuck it. Let's just see where it leads me, but we're moving away from it. And so it is a bit of everything, right? It is probably relating to people in your life that were Queens of Cups in reverse, so that were like overly sensitive. Um, it can also be your own energy when your Pisces is out of whack. It's overly sensitive, so you're moving away from that a little, not losing yourself, but rather it's like, this is not the time to be whiny. This is the time to be courageous. I don't want to be smothered. I know I can do this, you know? This kind of energy. Now let's see how this impulse is received, how you're working with this Queen of Cups that implies so much. I get a strong sense of mother issues, right? And how to incorporate the divine feminine in terms of how to deal with emotions and love or whatever. Um, Princess of Swords in reverse. No, it's a Prince of Swords in reverse. That is well, trying to not be overly controlling, right? Very smart energy. The Prince of Swords is that CEO type character that is like a team leader or whatever. But since you're trying to incorporate that Fool energy, you're basically flipping both sides off. You're like, your emotions can go fuck yourself, and and your logic or your rationality can go fuck itself also. i'm just I'm just being trusting here. I'm being led by my heart. um, and that is a beautiful way of reaching success. It's like you're not being overly controlling, you're not being overly sensitive. That is something you are incorporating, like you're moving away from those characters. You want to be around people that are just like Prince of Sword type energy, that are smart but heartless. And you don't want to be around people that are so sensitive that you're just like swimming away and they're not able to use their mind anymore, right? You want to balance that because it's kind of out of whack here. Both are in reverse. And the mind and the heart are kind of balancing here. You're bringing that in balance with the Lover's card, so that's beautiful, right? So you're committed to setting this right, to balance both energies, to balance the heart and the mind. Um, that's amazing. That's exactly what is leading you towards success. So you probably have some representatives of both energies out of balance in your life, where you're like, okay, this one is a little too sensitive, this one is a little too clean cut controlling. I want to incorporate a mixture of it. I want to bring it into balance for myself. I just got to be a bit of both. Now let's see, in the spot of the three, that is what you're realizing from these energies playing out in your life, which can be like a mother and a father figure, you know, and like a divine feminine and a divine masculine energy that needs balance, both in their own kind of way. You're realizing a bit of both sides, right? Being mutable, that's what you are, Pisces. Even if you're probably acting from a different placement in your chart, your heart is still a Pisces, a mutable water energy, and you're carefully picking when to be sensitive and when not to be. So what you're realizing about those energies playing out is to stay strong in the face of it. The Seven of Wands, that is valor, that is you fighting for your conviction, um, like standing your ground, staying on course, staying on track, not listening to bullshit advice, not taking on other people's bullshit, right? Well, and just like focusing on what you achieve here, and that's a very cool energy. That was exactly the fire that was missing when you're like, you're too emotional, you're too controlling. I'm just gonna stay focused on what I wanna do, and then see how this works, right? But yeah, with that full energy you're in, you're like, it's gonna work out as long as I just stay my course and not being pushed around by um, like being too in my mind or being too heartfelt and just like overly emotional. Let's see, in the spot of the four, chances are that this actually determines home for you, like the your upbringing in a sense, because you already have a mother and a father figure in your internal insight, so probably it's going to be reflected in your fourth house, what determines family and stability for you. Let's see what the energy is here. Yes, that's a four of discs. Four of discs is power, and it's in reverse here, so that has a lot of implications in this. A, you're letting go of your need to control everything in a way, right? With this, you're holding on to an idea with the Seven of Wands, yes, but you need to control everything and control the people around you and control circumstances is kind of leaving you, or you're like, you don't want to be in control. You want to see what pops up. You're like, well, sort of. It implies a lot, right? It implies that your upbringing is losing control over you, right? So the father and the mother figure don't make that big of an impression anymore because you are staying on your own course. You have your own ideas. You're following your own ideas here, and so your fourth house is not that controlling anymore. Also, it means that there's like stability changing, like you're giving up resources and security to go on that new path, right? So the four of discs in reverse means there is a lack of stability in your fourth house also. So yeah, well, you're kind of you're kind of moving into the unknown. So of course there is a lack of stability, a change of resources. Maybe you're broke as fuck, but you're still looking forward to whatever comes your way, and you're not being derailed by any bullshit advice here, whatever. So it is like your upbringing, your conditioning losing control over you because you're staying more and more open, being convicted to going your path, whatever comes your way, and just working with it. That's very beautiful. It's a beautiful commitment and how to bring balance into your life. Amazing. Now let's see in the spot of the five what is causing a little bit of conflict. And for you, I see it's probably the challenge to overcome. Well, if a four of pentacles in the fourth house is not a challenge, and it feels like a win for you. I don't know why, because it actually rational, like cognitively, from a rational standpoint, it's not exactly what you want to see. But for you in this particular situation, it feels like a win. It feels like moving away from home in a sense. It feels like gaining your freedom, like going out into the unknown and just knowing that it's gonna work out well, right? not knowing how. But here in the spot of the five, that is something that is causing conflict, and it's coming from that Queen of Cups in reverse, right? Like diagonally. Let's see. Yeah, this is a Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is called Ruin in this deck. It is you, you like when the mind is giving up, when it's just enough thinking about it. It's like it's not thinking is not going to take you anywhere from this point on. It's like you're completing that chapter. Oh, now it's getting bright again. Anyway, you're going to work with this. The Ten of Swords causing conflict is like you're trying to not overthink. And I feel like you're doing a good job not overthinking because you're very much in your Seven of Wands energy right here. It's like, no, I'm gonna do this anyway. Whatever, right? It could mean though that the Princess of Swords and the Queen of Cups are putting like ideas in your mind that are causing conflict, and you're deciding to change that. You're not listening to anyone else anymore except yourself. Seems like you do respect them, but you respect your own path more. Very much feels like a win, and you're realizing that there needs to be a balance. So no one is right, both of them are. You know, you see that it has to be a bit of everything, and that's what you're committed to, and that's a good thing. So you're letting go of thoughts that pained you in the past. You're letting go of anguish, and you're kind of forgiving people for being who they are, right? You found a recipe for you to grow past that. Very beautiful. Let's see what is in manifestation for you in the lower half. The spot of the seventh, that is your idea of identity. It means what you're attached to, but also what you're good at and what's making you strong as an individual. Let's see what this is. The Knight of Discs in reverse. Now that's interesting. You're attached to a Knight of Discs in reverse. Well, that is the idea of not needing a provider, of being independent. Well, it can also be the idea of not needing any funds at all. It's like it's gonna happen anyway, you know. It's like that naivety can be reflected in that, where you're like, the universe will provide. Well, it will. It definitely will, and it seems like for you in this experience, it will, because you're moving towards that success, that Six of Discs success. So it is very positively connotated here. Connotated, yes. Um, so it is. It's basically you moving away from moving away from that nourishing presence in your life, that Knight of Discs kind of energy. You're giving up something that felt really comfortable for your freedom, for finding your own path and your own success here. Very interesting. Let's see if that Knight of Discs has some more meanings when we look at how it is balanced in the spot of the eight. Yeah, bam, same game. It's the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords in the spot for abundance. It is in reverse. That's a cool thing, because the Nine of Swords represents cruelty, especially in this deck. It is when you pain yourself with a lot of thoughts. So underneath that Ten of Swords is a Nine of Swords, right? So sort of same or similar energy when you're realizing that you're just fucking yourself up. Like some things you cannot know and you don't have to think about. You just have to take them as they come, and you stop worrying about or hating yourself for turning away from that hand that fed you with that Knight of Discs, right? It's like, so yeah, but what if this is a bullshit decision? What if it's stupid to just leave that behind, which seemed so comfortable? Well, doesn't matter, right? It's never a stupid decision to go for what you truly desire, for you like try to find your path and whatever. So, well, it can be, but you're not bugging yourself with this. You're really not bugging yourself with this. I get that it's really you leaving home or leaving a situation that was supposed to bring stability for you, and it probably did for a long time. And now it's a new beginning where you're like, yeah, I gotta do this. Even if that means moving away from a very stable situation, even if someone might disagree and someone feels heartbroken, I cannot think about this right now. I cannot pain myself with the thoughts in my mind because I feel like I need to do this, and the way to success is to believe that it's actually gonna happen and it's gonna be fruitful. That is a commitment to um, to the workings of the universe, to your path, to yourself, right? Self-love. That's also in that lovers connection. And chances are, with that being open to whatever happens, you're actually gonna find a soul connection on the way, right? That can be a person, can be a project. Take it as it resonates. But if you're open, if you're committed to yourself and open to the world, that's what the balanced fool is all about. If you're committed to yourself or to your path and open to the world that you're moving through, that is when you're meeting a soulmate or meeting someone that is going to accompany on your path with like a strong soul connection. Remember, a soulmate doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It can be a cat, it can be whatever you feel a strong subconscious connection to. Someone you don't have to explain yourself to, that just gets you, that can also be in a business relationship. But most likely, this is just talking about you being committed to stay on track or stay on course, and accepting the duality of things, right? The heart and the mind balancing out, taking you to success. Just trusting that even if you give up your resources, as long as you trust that everything is going to work out fine, that everything needs balance, then you're going to be rewarded with that six of discs. That is success in the middle here. Now let's see, in the spot of the six, that is what you are creative about. Oh, the sun is coming back. It's very bright. Anyway, in the spot of the six, the number for creativity is when you're getting an insight, which is like a feminine energy, and then expressing it, channeling it. So that's why it's like the number for creativity is the 3, and the 6 is the infinite flux of consciousness around the 9. So in the spot of the 6, that is the idea what you want to create, what you gotta create, or what you set out to create. Because it really seems like you're setting out to do something here, trusting that it will. Well, it's adjustment. Adjustment is the Justice card in the Rider-Waite deck. Here it is called adjustment. And to be clear, it's adjustment in reverse. So, well, realizing that a certain situation needed adjustment, um, it's applying a lot. Because adjustment is a major arcana. It means having to deal with legal issues. Sometimes it means that the universe is making adjustments for you. Here it probably means that you are making adjustments for you. That feeling of having to take it into your own hand, right? It's not that you're just confronted with adjustments. It's like you are triggering them, right? It's like you're triggering them in a way that you don't want to make a decision. You just, how do I say that? It's a little like reflecting that naivety also, where you're like, the universe is going to provide, justice will prevail. Justice also talking about balance, and it's kind of you realizing that with a Knight of Disc in reverse, like a situation that was supposed to be nurturing but is not nurturing anymore, or is like just putting thoughts in your head, Nine of Swords in reverse, that are cruel to you, that you don't want to have anymore. It's like doubt and overthinking. is just not just. Well, it's just not just. It's not doing you justice. So that's a realization. It's like, no, there has to be something better. There has to be something more. I want to move out of this. Like, I'm not biting the hand that feeds me. I just realize that there needs to be a balance, and something is off balance here. If you're struggling with cruelty of someone that is providing for you, it could be that it's caging you in, you know, and that could be exactly it. Low battery. All right. Um, Let me just quickly. Okay, still we're still running. Perfect. So you realize that you need to create justice. That something is off in your balance in life right now, and that is that fool energy that is coming through where you're like, you know what? I guess I gotta leave this place. I guess I gotta leave the safe haven that is just like that I've just outgrown here, and then like I'm of course I'm worried, like I pain myself with the thoughts of what if I'm making the wrong decision here, but I know I have to bring up the courage to leave that situation and then take it as it comes, and like you are very committed to that, to finding love, to finding a soulmate, to finding what really sets you on the right course here, but it's coming from you having outgrown a situation. That's very much what it is. It's like you realize that something here is not balanced, that it's not doing you justice, quite literally, with that justice or adjustment card in the middle, and that it's just inflicting pain on your mind and you don't want it anymore, right? Your thoughts are like you're overthinking and you're done with that, and that this Knight of Discs in reverse is providing for you, yes, but not everything you need. Something is off balance here, and maybe even someone gaslighting you into. Well, I don't want to put blame, right? But it could be a situation where you're like, you're, yeah, someone maybe gaslighting you into staying where you're at, even though something is missing for you that is profound. Like you need a win. You don't need someone to provide for you. You want that win to be able to provide for yourself. Because that's also like in the spot for identity. You're realizing that you want to be your own protector, your own provider, right? You don't want to rely on someone else to provide for you, and you're realizing about yourself that you're not yet, that there needs to be more stability in your life, that you need to up level, you need to go out into the world, see what else is there, be open to what else is there, and you're very committed to that, very much in love with your path, realizing that there is this duality to everything. So it's a very, very, very beautiful reading, Pisces. You're leaving home, and you're very prepared to deal with whatever comes your way. You've you've incorporated the divine masculine, you've incorporated the divine feminine, and you're letting it play out, and it's going to lead you to success. That is so beautiful. You might not exactly know how this is exactly gonna look, but you're open to working with whatever comes your way. And with a Gemini full moon and a Mars in retrograde, you have to adapt a little along the way. Seems like you're very much open to this. Make sure that if something is off balance, you're not rattled by it, but rather know that it's part of a process and balance it out in your way. So you're staying on course with your conviction, right? With your path. It's very beautiful energy. Pisces, wow, you are leaving home, you are spreading your wings, you're taking it as it comes and generating some beautiful success in the process. Seems like you really understood how manifestation works, right? It's like impression, expression, compression, decompression, getting an insight, acting upon it, you know. So this back and forth, you really understood it, and you're moving out of that situation that just inflicts pain on your mind, where you're like, no, I really got to do this. I got to set this right for myself. I got to find my balance, find my soulmate, or find something that I can commit to. Um, and right now, you're committed to yourself and committed to working with the duality of the universe. That is profound. Fuck yeah. I thought I'd see a lot of fire energy here, but the fire energy is driving you. But what is enabling you here is a very youthful but cosmic and divine kind of wisdom about how the universe is playing out. That is very fucking smart, and like intuitive, you know, very intuitive. Um, Beautiful. Pisces. Beautiful reading. If that resonated with you, drop a comment, like and subscribe. Check out my TikTok and Instagram channel at Daywalker Tarot. Thank you for listening up until this point. And yeah, hit the notification bell, blah, 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 all that stuff. Enjoy your new start here. Enjoy this setting yourself free. That's really freaking beautiful. Pisces, I love you.